Welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I talk about situationships because when I learned about this theory or about this topic, it really blew my mind and it really helped me to understand some concepts in relationships a lot better. So what is a situationship? The word situationship comes from situation and relationship, which means that it's no real relationship and it's much rather a mixture. And it basically means that whenever you have a partner who's not very committed or not fully committed to a relationship, you have a situationship. For example, you take the situationship of you being a side chick. So you dating a man who's married or who is in a relationship, and you're basically the third wheel in the relationship of the guy with his wife. And it does not really matter if the guy says, oh, I'm gonna get divorced, like I will break up with her, just give me time. And then these 2 days or these 2 weeks they take into years, and then you're just always the third kind of wheel, and that's very, very degrading for you, I think. Another example for a situationship is, for example, when you date a guy and you do benefit or friends with benefits, which is basically like you having sex with your partner but you have no real relationship. That's another situationship. Another situationship can actually be also when you are in a relationship with a person and you kind of have a relationship but it goes nowhere. So it's really like you spend years in this relationship and you want actually kids, and your partner doesn't. And your partner is like always kind of saying, oh yeah, no, I want kids, or oh yeah, I want to move to this country, but there are no real action steps. So in the end you have to break off this relationship because you're not on the same, you don't share the same vision of the future. And that's also a situationship because it's no real good happening relationship. And for a lot of women, they realize that situationships are degrading and that they don't feel good in a situationship. And I think especially for women, of course there are always exceptions to everything, but from my experience, when I was in a situationship, I didn't feel loved, I didn't feel good, and also when talking with different women, they also didn't feel good. But of course, there are always exceptions to everything. But for example, why I think that situationships are very, very critical is, first of all, that in general, of course I'm generalizing, but in general, from my experience, I found that men are a lot better to compartmentalize or to, for example, have sex with a woman or with a person and then not think about it. They're just putting this into this box and then they go after their dreams and their goals and they achieve things. And for women, or also for me, it was a lot more, when I sleep with this person, I want to start to connect with this person more. I start to think more about this person. And it's just because in general, of course, exceptions exist, but in general, from my experience, I come to realize that women tend to think a lot more emotionally. And that's something that is not positive, not negative. It's just something that is and that you have to work with. And while the guy is out there achieving his goals and dreams, you're sitting there thinking about the guy and not achieving your goals and dreams. And that is something very, very critical. Another thing that I think why situationships are degrading is because I didn't feel loved. And I personally think that men who put you in a situationships are not nice guys. They can seem nice, they can promise you the world, but in the end what they do when they put you into a situationship is they put their lust over your well-being. Because very often what guys, of course guys see that, for example, when you're the side chick, you don't feel good about it. You feel kind of unwanted, unloved, not good enough. And of course they see it and they see kind of that you're suffering, but they kind of don't care. And that's obviously the truth. They literally don't care about you. And this is a concept that I really had to realize, is that whenever a guy pushes me into a situationship, he does not really care about me. And so it's my responsibility, if I don't feel good in this situationship, to get out of the situationship. Really, really important. And for me, what I had to learn is to be okay with being uncool, to be okay with being the maybe some people would also say conservative woman or conservative person, even though in other areas I'm a lot more liberal. Like, for example, I'm eating a raw vegan diet, which is very liberal, I would say, or very different, I would say. But for me, it's really important to own it, to own that I want a long-term loving relationship, and to own this. And a really interesting video that I watched was a scene from where a protagonist, Amy Schumer, I think was her name, she her husband cheated on her, and then there was the scene where she was driving in the car and being like, I gave up everything for this man, like I put my needs below my man's needs, and my man cheats on me, and that's how he thanks me. And it was basically when she decides to do revenge on the guy. And even though, like, I'm not really the type of person who wants to do revenge, but what I've learned from this scene is I never want to be the cool girl. I never want to put my needs below the guy's needs. If I don't want to eat meat, even though that's not cool, then I don't care about it, because I will never eat meat, but I like to prefer salad or stuff like this, even though it's not cool. I will never put my needs below the guy's needs. And that's also in a situationship really important, because if I will never put my need of being loved, of being respected, under the needs of the guy to have me as, for example, his last object, or to have me as his kind of side chick. I will not do it. And that's really, really important to understand it and to own it. And also to understand that very often, even like when you've been, for example, the side chick for a lot of time, it's very, in rare occasions, it can happen, but in rare occasions does the guy quit his like wife and go to you and respect you a lot, because you already gave him a lot being the side chick. So why would he make you his woman when he already have like a woman? So that's just something that I came to realize. And yeah, and what I think is really important, because some people say, why do you think so much about relationships? I mean, you're in your 20s, so you can just, try out different things. And I agree, in your 20s you should try out different things, but I also really think it's important to kind of not be naive, because whenever I am naive, I'm gonna get kind of exploited. And of course, you can be lucky and you can be naive and find this amazing person who treats you amazingly, but in a lot of occasions that's not the case. So I think it's really important to inform you about all of this, about situationships, to not end up in a situationship, and ask yourself why you have wasted so much time. And I personally, even though I am in my 20s, do not want to get into another situationship, because I don't feel loved, I don't feel good at it, and it's in the end very degrading. And of course, we do deserve better. We do deserve a loving relationship, and we do deserve someone who commits fully to creating a good relationship, a respectful relationship where each partner is committed. And yeah, this is just my stand on situationships, and a very important and interesting topic. If you have any questions or any similar experiences, then definitely write them below in the comment section, because I really hope that we can share with our story other people to become aware of situationships. Because the thing is, when you never get aware of those situationships, you can end up in a situationship and have no idea how to get out of it, or have no idea why you feel not loved. And yeah, I think that's really, really important. And yeah, so I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a like. If you found it to be helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for new important great videos. And I really hope to see you in my next video. And yeah, much love and see you soon. Bye bye, Eva.